This whole thing is built around Shedeur, his son. This is a peewee football coach doing everything to pad the stats of his son, doing everything to try to get his son in the Heisman race and at the top of the NFL draft board. And there's no one Deion is unwilling to exploit to make that happen.
Meanwhile,
how did they tackle so well to hold them to just 7 points?
Focus on stopping and preventing the run, and we gave up over 220 yards last week, so the focus was let's stop the run. We know teams are going to come out and try to run the ball. What that does is keeps them on the field, keeps our offense off the field, so we got to take that away from them first and foremost.
What did you see offensively? You talked about how you needed to have more balance and protect the quarterback. How would you assess that?
The guys went out and they were aggressive up front, and they were very physical. And we made pretty much of a commitment to run the ball. We know we can throw the ball. We know we can spin it with the best stuff. But whenever we have a lot more balance, we're better. We're just that much better.
Tell them, Deion Sanders. Tell it like it is. This is Sports Guy Talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about how Deion Sanders turned Colorado into major Big 12 contenders. Colorado is currently 1 win away from becoming bowl eligible. Remember, all Colorado has to do is beat Cincinnati tomorrow in order to get its 6th win of the season. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So, here it is. Will Colorado get its 6th win tomorrow against Cincinnati? I'm going to say yes to that. Do I think it will be an easy game? No, but I think that Colorado will find a way to get the job done. Obviously, the biggest weakness of Deion Sanders is that he holds onto the ball too long and that he gets pressured way too much. But I also feel like that is more of an O-line issue at Colorado. I'm so confident that the offensive line at Colorado sucks because they usually struggle to run the football effectively, which is usually a telltale sign that the offensive line is not good whatsoever. Obviously, you look at the situation in Colorado for Deion Sanders, and he has managed to make the most out of it. That's why he has been able to elevate other receivers at Colorado. I know Travis Hunter is a great player in his own right, but what about guys like LaJohntay Webster? What about guys like Jimmy Horn Jr.? He's managed to elevate their games big time. They like to throw the ball a lot downfield. They like to get the ball to their playmakers in space, and they do a very good job of that. The running game has been hit or miss for Colorado this year, but when it has been on, Deion Sanders has usually won in blowout fashion. Now, do I think the running game is going to be on for Colorado tomorrow? I'm not necessarily sure about that because Colorado hasn't proven they can go ahead and play 2 good games in the run game. But what I am going to say is that Deion Sanders has got to learn how to get rid of the football quickly, because if he doesn't get rid of the football quickly, he may get pressured all night tomorrow, which means you're going to have to get those WR screens going with Travis Hunter. That means you got to get those bubble screens going with LaJohntay Webster. That means just going out there and making plays on the football field. Obviously, the offensive line's got to give Deion Sanders some time in the pocket as well. And speaking of the Colorado defense, they have also improved as well. Even Jason Whitlock has admitted that much, and he is an absolute Deion Sanders hater. The guy has been very critical of Deion Sanders at Colorado, but even he has admitted Colorado's defensive line has been much improved this year, which I am going to agree with Jason Whitlock about, because Colorado has done a great job getting to the opposing quarterback. Their defensive line is playing a lot tougher than they did last year. They've been doing a better job getting to the quarterback, and when you have a defensive line that can force pressure, it's going to elevate everybody else on the defense. That's why the linebackers are playing better. That's why their secondary has been less of a liability. I know that they're still not a very good team on defense whatsoever, but they're at least passable compared to last season. Last season, they were horrible on defense. This year, they've gotten a little bit better on defense, although they are still susceptible to giving up big plays at certain moments during the game. But regardless, what Deion Sanders has done at Colorado has been impressive. I'm not going to call it the greatest turnaround ever because that's an outrageous statement to make, but what he has done at Colorado has been impressive nonetheless. Colorado was a 1-win team when Deion Sanders inherited that program, and now he's got the 1 win away from being bowl eligible, and he did that within 2 years, which means that's pretty impressive. That's a quick turnaround. I know it's not as quick as the Indiana turnaround, but Deion Sanders' turnaround has been impressive nonetheless. You can't put it any other way. I also want to talk about Jason Whitlock making foolish statements about Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders. Last year, he accused Shedeur Sanders of padding up his stats because his dad was trying to boost him up. It was absolutely a laughable take at the time, and it sounds even worse now. Roll the film.
Shedeur just does the same thing over and over again because Deion's showcasing him for the NFL and trying to pad his stats. Take Deion off the pedestal. This is coaching malpractice that will end in disaster. Deion's going to be pointing fingers at Colorado. Colorado's going to be pointing fingers at him. Those kids in that locker room are miserable. They know that their head coach is favoring a handful of guys, particularly his son.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Man, you need some help, Jason Whitlock. Somebody got to give you something, because what are you talking about, man? Why are you making those statements about Shedeur Sanders? How's he stat pattern? If Shedeur Sanders doesn't throw for over 300 yards in most of those games, they get blown out. The reason why they throw the ball so much is because they're trailing so much and because they couldn't run the football, all right? That's why Colorado has to throw the ball 40, 50 times. Do you think it's ideal for them to want to throw the ball that many times? Of course not. Do I think Shedeur Sanders could do a better job not being cocky? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, though, they have to throw the ball that many times, because if they don't throw the ball that many times, they're going to get killed by 20, 30 points. What do they always say in sports? Get the ball to who? Your best players. And who's the best player on Colorado? Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. How does that get accomplished if you are running the ball on every 1st and 10 just for the sake of running the football? I'm not against teams that run the football a lot. I just want teams that run the football to run the football with a purpose and not run the ball just for the sake of running the ball or to satisfy somebody like Jason Whitlock's ego. Colorado is not some blue blood school that could get 5-star recruits at any given point. They're going to have to get creative in terms of how they build their football team, which means using the transfer portal is probably the best way for Colorado to turn around the football team. And credit to Deion Sanders for exploiting that loophole in college football, because obviously the guy has done an excellent job using the transfer portal to get the players that Shedeur Sanders needs in order to get the most out of Colorado. That's why Colorado's been able to get their turnaround pretty quickly. Last year they won 4 games. I'm not going to say it was a success, but they made progress compared to their 1-win season that they had at Colorado. And then you look at how this year, I said they had to reach a bowl game in order for their season to be a success. Right now, they're 1 win away from getting to a bowl game. They're going to beat Cincinnati, though. And I say that because Shedeur Sanders is going to throw for over 300 yards. He's going to have another great game. He's going to get Travis Hunter involved with a football in his hands. Travis Hunter is going to do a great job playing defense as well. I think this game is going to be close. Cincinnati is not a team that people should be sleeping on, but I think if Colorado just plays their A game, they're going to go ahead and win this ball game. It's going to be close, but I think Colorado is going to win this game by the score of 34-27. It may require a Shedeur Sanders 4th quarter comeback, but we know Shedeur Sanders is clutch when it matters most. He's going to make big time plays in big time moments, which tells me Shedeur Sanders is going to go out there and get Colorado its 6th win of the season, which means they are bowl eligible. The fact that we are even having this conversation for Colorado is already very impressive. Deion Sanders turned Colorado into major Big 12 contenders, and he deserves a lot of credit for the turnaround of Colorado football. They were an absolute dumpster fire when he took over the program. Now they're one of the better teams in college football. So that is why Colorado will get its 6th win against Cincinnati tomorrow, as they will beat Cincinnati by the score of 34-27. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking. Like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I'm gonna shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @DustinNashTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinNashTran, and that's Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinNashTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.